If you have invested into TaxDome and you are not using the TaxDome pipelines because you felt that it was overwhelming, that you couldn't figure out what needed to happen, you don't have the time to figure it out, then you need to listen to this training, because I'm going to be talking about 3 reasons that you are massively missing out on taking advantage of the investment that you've made into TaxDome. And it's going to result in you spending a lot of time, energy, and just general running around trying to make sure that you're managing your clients this tax season. Now, I am also here to tell you that there is hope. I promise you, there is still time to automate. It is not too late. And I want to show you today the reasons that I believe that you should be automating, because when we are looking at investing into a tool like TaxDome or any other technology, when we don't fully understand how to use it, how to leverage it, we leave a lot of dollars on the table and a lot of time and energy. If we haven't had the chance to meet yet, I'm Jamie Gruel, and after helping over 500 tax and accounting practices implement automation with TaxDome, I can confidently say that automation is the only way to increase your profit and time freedom in your practice. So what we have done here at Workflows for Tax Pros is we help tax professionals who operate small practices, meaning solo practitioners, through teams of about 8 to 10. We show you how you can leverage TaxDome to its full capacity and make sure that it is working for you. Make sure that you're using all the amazing features, make sure that as changes happen with the tool, you are aware of those, that if you're getting started with the tool, you start and set it up correctly for the small practice. And these are things that I have learned in my tens of thousands of hours spent in the TaxDome system, coaching other small practice owners. We've helped over 1,000 people maximize their use of TaxDome, and many of them are raving fans of the systems that we've taught them, because we help them think bigger. We help them think in new ways about what operations can look like in their small practice. So I want to talk to you today about these 3 things that are going to the reasons pipelines are going to change your life. All right, so the first one I want to talk about are pipelines. Pipelines make tracking clients effortless. Now, I'm going to share my screen and I want to show you a pipeline in case you are newer to TaxDome, and just so we are on the same page. I'm also a visualizer myself, so hopefully you find that this helps you to see what I'm talking about. So what I am showing here is a pipeline. This pipeline is an example of tax preparation. So this is our signature pipeline in which we teach people our return reveal method of Loom reviews. Now, these are video reviews where the client is able to see their return. You're not having to schedule time with them. They're not having to schedule time with you. It makes it seamless. It makes it educational for the client. It makes it high value for the client, but it's all done asynchronously. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so the first thing is I want to call out is that when you are not utilizing your TaxDome pipelines, you are spending a lot of time tracking your clients. Now, one of the cool things about TaxDome pipelines is that it will automatically send out the information to your clients. So when I add in all my hundreds of clients into my kickoff email and chat sent to my client in my first stage, that is me saying it's time to get your tax prep going. We're going to invite them to work with us again. We're going to tell them what it's going to look like to work with us this year. We're sending these things out automatically. Now, if you weren't using a pipeline, you would have to manually send out these emails. You would have to go into your client accounts list. You would have to sort your clients into your individuals and your business, and you could then send out bulk emails. But I can, in a matter of minutes, send out all of the things to all of my clients and be able to leverage the automation partner that my TaxDome pipeline can be for me to help me undo some of the manual efforts that I have to do. Because once I send that email out, I then need to send out my chat, and I need to then see if I can take advantage of these things. We're leveraging TaxDome to the maximum capacity because we want to make the administrative effort that goes into our tax prep less. We want to utilize the technology to offload some of the things that we would have to do manually for ourselves, for our team, and reduce the need of hiring. So that's what these pipelines can do. Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, it's just too overwhelming. I don't want to use the pipelines. I get it. I get it. It's hard. It takes time. It's a new skill. It's having to understand how the tool works itself, and then making sure that you're setting it up properly. We have done all of that for you, so we can definitely help you very quickly speed up that pipeline creation process. But one of the other things people say, I'm just going to use it as a client portal this year, getting documents, getting the signatures, and that's all fine and well. And I totally support that for somebody that is just not tech savvy. But if you are tech savvy and you're making that that decision today, I encourage you to make a different decision. And that is because when you go and you use it as just a portal or just getting e-signatures, you have to then track in your Inbox Plus for all of those clients when those documents are received, when those signatures have been received, and then you have to track on these clients somehow. So the second thing I want to talk about is that pipelines make tracking on your clients effortless. So the first thing I want to talk about is that pipelines make tracking your clients effortless. Because what happens is when I use pipelines, the automation in the background, my Autobot, my virtual assistant of the real virtual sort, they're moving the client job. This is a job. It's moving down my pipeline with every step that the client is completing in my onboarding, to the point where it's then handed back to me as the firm owner, and I can track exactly where my clients are at. So if I have 250 clients in here, I'm not having to manually update that we did the kickoff and the client says, yes, we want to work with you. We sent our communications agreement and the client has signed or has not signed yet. We are not having to track on these things manually with a spreadsheet, because spreadsheets and manually tracking on your clients, one, is super time consuming, two, results in a lot of human error because you get tired or you get busy or you're getting stressed and you're not updating your document the way, or the spreadsheet the way that you should be. That's just resulting in you now having to go back and do double work to be like, I swear Darwin Travel was way down the line. Why are they still here in my spreadsheet? We have to keep thinking and manually doing these things, where when we use pipelines, we're able to let the system tell us exactly where our client is at, because we're moving, these jobs are moving down the pipeline automatically as the client is completing their tasks, as they're paying their deposit and completing the engagement letter. The job is moving down the pipeline automatically. As our team has reviewed the documents that have been received, and maybe they're following up on missing documents, all of these things are keeping the job moving down our pipeline as the things are being completed, and we're not having to manually track and change those. We're just completing our tasks and doing our work regardless of where the client is at in the pipeline. And it reduces the amount of effort your brain has to go through to identify, where should I be? Like, what is next for this client? You're not having to constantly be thinking of, I just did this, or I remember doing this, maybe I didn't do that. I am the queen of that. And it's telling you, nope, this is what's needed for this client right now by me, the team member, or client, this is what's needed of you right now to complete, for us to be able to complete your work. I hope that makes sense. The second thing I want to talk about is that automation saves you time and money. Manual follow-ups, reminders, task management, all of those things that you are manually doing today, passing a paper around the office, having to keep stacks of paper organized. I love this story from one of our clients. She moved to TaxDome, but she, for some reason, had, she still uses some paper for like clients that are dropping off paper. And so she had a stack of folders on her desk. And last year, that stack of folders got bumped off and fell across the floor. But because she had her TaxDome set up, she knew exactly the order that all of those clients went into. And she didn't have to panic because that stack of folders didn't get out of, or that got out of order, was still not the way that she was actually managing. It was in a first in, first out order, but that was not her source of truth. Her source of truth was her TaxDome system. And so she was able to rely on that to identify exactly where things were at. And so she, instead of wasting her time trying to figure out when things got dropped off, or maybe by email or some other way of honoring the first in, first out that she committed to her clients, she was able to just go to her TaxDome and re-sort all the folders and get it right back in order. The other thing that the TaxDome pipelines do is when I send out something like an organizer to be completed by the client. So here we have an organizer that was sent out to our client. I actually can set it up so that my client is receiving reminders, and it will nudge them, lovingly nudge them, until they actually submit that document. So we have it set up so that every few days they're getting a nudge of, hey, your organizer's not done, your organizer's not done, all the way through probably like February, when it is time for them to take action. And so the system is automatically doing that. Those automated reminders are huge. I know I appreciate them because I'm a busy mom, and when I get one email, that is not enough. I need someone to be like, nope, this is a priority right now. Like, we have deadlines, we have timelines, get this stuff done. And me getting those nudges from the system automatically is greatly appreciated. The other thing is when people are reading emails, maybe they're reading it in the grocery store and they're like, oh yeah, I know I need to do that. You need to hit them at times when they can actually take action on things. So that's why those automated reminders are hugely helpful too. The other thing this does is it's assigning out work when it's time for that work to be done. As I talked about previously, the beautiful thing about these automations is we can assign the task so that when I go and when Phoebe has submitted her documents, I get a nudge that it's time to look at Phoebe's documents because I'm going to receive a task that says, hey, Jamie, it's time to go and it's time to review Phoebe's documents that were received. I'm not having to track on Phoebe to see where Phoebe's at. I'm not having to constantly be managing my clients to see if I've gotten their documents in. The system tells me exactly what I need to work on every day. I can come into my pipeline and at different stages of my tax season, I can go to the thing that's the highest priority. For right now, maybe that is reviewing documents and making sure that those documents get in and that the documents are received. We don't have any missing documents, so we can get it into the return. Maybe towards later in the season, you're more concerned about making sure that your e-filing is getting done and that's where you go naturally at the start of your day and you have a checklist. I've suggested to our clients that you look at your tax season and you create a priority list of the things that you need to do based on where it is in your tax season. Maybe it's making sure that you are getting the returns completed because you have upcoming appointments and you need to track on those appointments. There are so many things that having everything in one place does because all of the information is also right at your fingertips. For example, if I wanted to check on maybe I am like wanting to follow up with everybody that hasn't completed their organizer yet. I can go in and I can see, have we sent any nudges to them? Have we had to send them any messages? Are there any comments about phone calls that we've received from that specific client? Having everything in your job card that is only possible by using pipelines makes this like your folder that you used to walk around with, your little teddy bear face sheet where all the notes got written when phone calls came in or follow-ups were happening with the clients. This is what the job card can be in TaxDome. And so this screen here can become your source of truth for what is happening with Kim and Andy's return. Have we been communicating with them? Are they communicating with us? Is there anything of note that maybe a preparer wants me to know or an admin who talked to them on the phone call wants me to know? It can all be documented right here in TaxDome. And this is only possible by using those pipelines. So the third thing I want to talk about is that you are already paying for TaxDome. And if you're using it as a portal, an electronic signature tool, maybe you're sending out proposals and you're sending things out manually and you're not using the pipelines to the full extent, meaning that they're not automated, they're not creating an excellent client experience, that they're just there for you to drag and drop and manage your tasks of your team because that's how you have set up your pipelines because you didn't understand exactly what maximizing your pipelines could look like, then you are missing out on the investment of TaxDome. TaxDome is a powerful tool. It is a tool that you are spending your money on to make your team more efficient, to make yourself more efficient, to reduce the need of hiring. So why not learn how this tool works so that you can maximize it? We at Workflows for Tax Pros, that is what we specialize in. For the small practice, we make sure that you understand, here's how TaxDome works. Here's our methods, our system of how we have helped over 1,000 practices set this up to make sure that it works for them and make sure that they understand how it can work for them. And then giving you the support to customize things or modify things to fit the specific needs of your practice. Now, we are a program that is 12 months in length. So it's not just that we're going to just help you get it set up. We want to be with you as you're learning how the tool works, going through the hiccups that can happen during the first tax season, going through the learning cycle and the learning curve of how TaxDome works within your practice, and making sure that you have the support to be able to call on someone and be like, hey, this is happening, or this is what I want, and having the resources to lean into when somebody has seen that. We've worked with all of these practices. We have pretty much seen everything. And with our community that comes with our program, we have over 400 other tax professionals who are working within that community, sharing what's working for them, making sure that they're expanding themselves, that they're seeing new and innovative ways, because we all are craving freedom. We all want the freedom from the shackles of time that can get sucked up into tax season and into the service delivery that happens in any business. We want to start working smarter, not harder. So those are the kind of the cultural tenets of our group. And when you have exposure to that, you start thinking in new and innovative ways. You take off those blinders of how it's always been done, and you start seeing opportunities for grabbing back hours and hours each and every week. Most of our clients see 10 plus hours a week in time back per team member because they're not doing the manual follow-up of the things that I talked about, because the time that you spend going into your inbox plus, checking off and seeing if clients have submitted things, manually sending out organizers, manually sending out proposals when they're not standardized. Those are things that are just sucking up your time. And those are things that we can help you eliminate so that you can have more time back into your life. So you can have weekends and evenings in your tax season. So you can maybe go on vacation and not be fretting about your clients being left without any client experience and not knowing when you come back where to pick up and having it just be too much overwhelm. TaxDome allows you to organize exactly what you need to be working on given the specific point in time that you are working. So those are some of the things that I think are so critical for you to be thinking about as the TaxDome user. Maximize your investment. Maximize the use of the automation so that you're not spending your time on effortless or like tracking on your clients. That's a lot of effort and management. Maximizing your investment will also save you money in the long term, because time is money, right? This is going to give you back the time. You can take that time and go learn new skills. You can take that time and level up the value that you have for your clients so that you can start increasing your revenue, increasing your profits, because you're not having to hire to make those higher level of services. There are so many things there. And then finally, you're already paying for TaxDome. So let's make sure that you're maximizing your use of TaxDome. When you commit to a tool, don't commit to it just for a year. Commit to this as the solution that can serve for long periods of time. When you know how a tool works and you have the systems within that tool to make it work for you the best that it can, and it can save you the time and energy, that's when you fall in love with the tool and you stay on it for many years. I think a lot of people move from tool to tool because they don't take the time to understand how it works. And a lot of people don't have the time, but that's where our program can help you, is that we're going to speed up that learning curve. We're going to guide you directly to the direction that you need to be in to succeed in using TaxDome to its full capacity, to its maximizing its use, to making sure that you're using all those powerful features. If you're ready and you're like, yes, I actually still want to automate for this tax season, I wanted to give you a few stories because a lot of people are like, I don't believe that I can still automate. I want to tell you how we can help you if this is right for you. If not, I hope that I have opened your eyes to some reasons that pipelines in TaxDome are so powerful. But if you are ready and you want to have some guidance and some assistance in maximizing your TaxDome, getting those pipelines set up for this tax season, it is still possible. So what we do at Workflows for Tax Pros is when you join us in our 12-month program, which is a program that will first provide you with our done for you templates. We're going to give you our 3 signature templates, including our new lead onboarding pipeline, our tax preparation pipeline that covers your individuals and your business clients, and even those pesky paper clients that you know and love, but still have to manage. We even have that available. And then also our recurring bookkeeping. We have selected those 3 as our signature pipelines because those are the ones that are the most painful for people. So once we get those 3 pipelines in place, we're going to teach you exactly how to use them. We're going to show you how they operate step by step, telling you all the things about how to use that in TaxDome. We're going to then teach you how to test your pipeline. This is where you're going to gain confidence. This will take time. So if you want to automate, you need to have about 6 to 8 hours if you're really techie, 10 to 12 if you're less techie, but you could in 2 days have your whole TaxDome system set up for tax season and know how to use TaxDome. That means that your pipelines are in place. You have gotten to the point where you can, a little warily, but confidently add a client into the pipeline and get them started in their tax season. So we are very confident in this. We've had many clients join us in January. We've had some clients join us in February and still implement our pipelines. And those were even clients that used to have to build it out themselves. They didn't have the luxury of us doing done for you pipeline additions into the program or with the program. So if you are somebody who wants these pipelines, wants our guidance in helping you in your small practice maximize your use of TaxDome, I have dropped the link in the comments, workflowsfortaxpros.com/program. We are still enrolling. We have our standard offer, and we also have a VIP offer if you are somebody who wants a little bit more handholding, a little bit more access to myself and Mallory. We do have a VIP option available as well. But I wanted to lay that out there for anybody that's in that panic state right now, knowing that there is a solution that is proven that can definitely help you get ready for tax season, save you 10 plus hours a week per team member by getting rid of the manual efforts that you're currently doing with your TaxDome system because you're not fully utilizing the pipelines. Let us be your guides. Let us give you our systems that are proven. They're not only working with the thousands of clients or the 1,000 clients that we've set it up with, but also our co-founder, Jessica Smith. These are the same systems that she's using to build her multi-six-figure business, working less than 30 hours a week year round. So if you are somebody that wants that, you're craving that freedom, you're craving those systems, and you're using TaxDome, join us. We would love to support you. If you have questions and you're not sure, feel free to DM me. You'll find my name. You can DM me at the profile link to this video, and I would be glad to support in answering any questions you might have to make sure that it is a confident, hell yes purchase when you do it so that you can move forward and get ready for tax season. We would love to support you with that. And until our next training, I hope you found this valuable. If you have any ideas for trainings you would like to see from us, please feel free to comment those below this video. I'm always open to what you guys want because that's what makes community, right?